concern. Deputy Mayor Mangle.
Yeah, I probably, every one of us, I bet you, went down and walked on the rail trail after Tuesday's meeting. I was down on Wednesday, almost first thing in the morning, and I too looked with the eye, could I handle it? And the first thing that came to mind was, I don't think that until I did that I had a good sense of where that building was likely to come to. Because I suspect that the property line doesn't include the ditch. Am I correct on that? And the ditch is a little bit of a distance from the walkway. So all of a sudden I became a little bit more comfortable with the notion of a building that size and that location. So I too, echoing the two previous comments, and three actually, it's not the size of the outside shell that is problematic for me. And I too am a huge fan of mixed neighborhoods. I live in one, and mixed sizes. And I went the additional step to talk with my son and my daughter, who I'd love them to come back to Wolfville, but even if they don't, they're both living in a dwelling in a city that in fact, and they have pretty well most of their adult life, where they've had other people living with them so that they could afford it. And I got the sense that they're both ready to have a place of their own. And so we started the conversation, well, you know, this proposal's come, would you see yourself moving into a situation like this? And they both came back with the same answer, which I was thinking that I was most comfortable with. And that is, if it wasn't all one size fits all in terms of the rooms. So I guess, and also the notion that there was a mixed age spectrum. And so I'm coming down on the side of, I would like this a lot better if in fact there was a little bit more variance in size of the apartments and layouts. I do like the fact that there are a number of smaller units, because I do think that is the direction we need to be going. Does it have to be 50? I don't know. I could probably be happy if by making some of them larger, I could maybe be happy with 50 to 60, but I can't see 71 based on being able to make the compromise that I'm looking for, a more mixed community. And but the size, as others have said, isn't a problem for me on the outside.
Councilor Simpson.
It's where we've come from in the last few years. At one point, we were really worried about the fiscal sustainability of this town. So I sat on a task force where our citizens came and told us, you got to do something more about making taxes lower for the residential sector. And so we studied it for 2 years. And we had a very intelligent bunch of people. We have economists. We had Morris Tugwell was one of them, who's well respected in this community, and we came up with a plan that said grow your commercial base. We have one of the smallest in the province. Of all the towns, ours is very small as a percentage of our overall. And so what we wanted to do is make it, foster it, grow it. And we've had a number of, and I appreciate the fact that all our people come and tell us how they see, you know, various developments, whether it's Gasbro Avenue, wherever it is. They have a huge input. But one of the places that we can do commercial development is Main Street. Where else can we do it? And I also look at the fact that we have one of the best planning committees I've ever seen here, or I call it a planning committee. I call those individuals. We have planners on it. We have very experienced people who served for years on the CDC or planning committee, and the chair as well. I was concerned about the size. I have been, about the 71 units. And I would like something from the committee to tell me why is it, like, what ultimately, because I sat on that committee. I know there's really good people on it. So I wonder what happened with the discussion about 71 units and why, you know, to give me some finality. Overall, I understand the principles of densification in a downtown core. That's what it's about. That's where you do it. Where else? Wolfville doesn't get $6 million offers very often, and yeah, the project isn't perfect. We haven't. There's some bumps in it that I have struggled with. I got to say that. But I want to hear from the chair of the committee and maybe Mr. Dan Sparkman, if you could, tell me how did you handle this issue about the number of units. I kind of agree with Deputy Mayor Mangle about the size of the unit. If you're going to have a diverse population in it, professionals, seniors, students, if that is it, then why aren't there some bigger ones? So those people could have a bigger unit if they choose to have some. So if somebody can satisfy me about the struggle you might have had, I didn't want to attend the meetings simply because I don't think I come to this meeting as a neutral. I come here to hear out the people when they come to, and then assess what they've said and try to make a judgment based on what I think is the best, as the mayor said a while ago, what is in the best interest of our town. So, anyway, that's